Hello. How are you guys doing? Hello, Vici. Thank you. My weekend has been great. Very productive. Had a board game yesterday with my family. Well, with my brother, his wife, and my sister. It was fun. The older I get, the more I enjoy these social moments, IRL, with the family. Has never really been a thing, but we've been slowly trying to increase those opportunities. Done a bunch of stuff for the server today, bunch of changes, bunch of little tweaks, and then I played some Fortnite with the birthday girl, with lovely Solitary and her lovely boyfriend. And we even won, I believe, once, and got a few second places. Certainly not because of my fault, because I completely suck at that game, but it is what it is. It's a game for young people, and I'm definitely not one of those anymore. But how are you guys doing? How was your weekend? Ah, interesting. Thank you, Shay. I guess you are our closest connection, to the Iwa and the mod. We can ask you all sorts of juicy questions about it. Yeah, I always heard that it has like a bunch of magic in it. It's basically like AOC on steroids, in like all aspects. It's like a complete overhaul to the game. But I never freaking played it ever before. But I know that some people swear by it, it's awesome, but it's just so outside of the realm of traditional balance that we use in Conan RP that is definitely daunting, and it would be even worse to balance than something like the Underworld Arcana mod. I believe it's actually often connected, the Arcana mod and Iwa. So, interesting. But anything can be done, after the season. Anything can be put together and made at least partially work and compatible. But it's a lot of effort, that's for sure. Alright. Let's warp into the church. By the way, Shay, I know I keep saying it a lot, but my goodness, your character is amazing, and you are such a good RPer. I feel like I'm just lucky, to be around you, to witness all the all the amazing performance, You have truly blessed us and our server with your presence, and so many others did too, Russian with her Baker character, all these freaking badasses like people I don't believe I've ever RP'd with, like Kaiman, the Kurito, I believe is his name on Discord. Just so many new people that I am so excited to meet. Or at least I was so excited to meet. Then I met them and then I got even more excited to just meet them on a daily basis. Lutrista Immaculata is giving so much. Oh yes, she is. She's the battle nun. She rocked our pancake world. Sorry, our pancake tower. And I am excited to see how things are gonna turn out. Alright. We made it. Or I just wanna call her Ima or Irma, because the name throws me off. The first moment she said it, I was like, wow, that sounds delicious. It sounded like some kind of very unhealthy milkshake, like Immaculata. I'll have one on the go, please. I love how she talks, it's so eloquent. Oh my god, yes. She is so eloquent, and her text RP so freaking on point. I just feel, which is often around those people, like I'm a complete fake, Like, I am just here bullshitting my way through the existence of my character, and all these people are just like so natural, so amazing, so eloquent. They have like all these cool words to say, and I'm like, Bishop go brrr. That's literally my RP this season. I got nothing, but somehow I'm still here. Alrighty. Let's see. Get my notes. But RPing around these people, although scary, it also is extremely motivating, inspiring, and I enjoy being challenged. I enjoy when someone sits me down on my ass and is like, hey, Junior, pay attention to my RP and learn something. I'm like, okay. On my first time RPing here, I met her along with Rosalind, Leonidas, and Alana. Nice. I was truly gagged and barely knew what to say. Oh my goodness. The first few encounters of me on my first RP server back in Ark, I was just locked in my house for like 3 months. I was so terrified to talk to anyone. It was horrible. I was the biggest, most nervous nerd under the sun. Like the whole notion of me talking into the microphone was just unthinkable to me, and somehow I did convince myself into trying it, you know, but it was a long process for me to grow confident enough to actually unleash this John out of his shell. But it was worth it. Oh, you're a blast to RP with. I'm just trying my best here. I sometimes mentally change the first 4 letters to Ea. Oh, Ia. I see. It's fine, take it easy. Hello, Hatlon, how you doing? Hello, P-Fund, how you doing? Where is the damn Pennington? I demand updates. But you're so good at sharing story. No, you are! Actually, almost loaded. I shall see you in game shortly. Nice! I will be looking forward to it. Oh my god, why do I have so many armor pieces? Been doing some admin stuff again. That's why. All these kids, all this food. Look at that. Alrighty. I will have my shovel and this. Perfect. Updates of what? Well, of your life. I missed you, Beef. Oh, no, I gave you my key. I forgot. I wasn't oh, that's why I was supposed to wake up in the chapel. I'm a dum-dum. Hello, Siri. How you doing? I am a mess. Always. Such is life. There we go. This is where we're supposed to wake up. Not under the world. See, has there been any kind of announcement about any future Conan updates? I feel like Funcom has been very quiet lately about like any future PvP changes or Age of Wars or anything like that. I presume they're working on releasing the Dune game finally, but still, you know, it has been very quiet. They're super silent about it at the time. Yeah, they are. Which is kind of terrifying, you know, to me because of all the mods that, you know, we're working on. And August, new update. Ah, thank you, Hatlon. Good, was hoping for good weather for barbecue, but it's raining, so I am drinking with no grilled meat. Just putting on a pan. It's not that bad. You know, pan-seared food is also good. I may or may not load on top of you depending if you leave your room. So if I'm unresponsive at first, it's me hoping AFK briefly. I will not steal everything you just put on your ground. It's fine, you can have it. I'm sorry. Dean Zera 67, thank you so much for the follow. How you doing? Oh my goodness, we almost had an awkward moment that I tried to spare you of, and that's why I give you the key. It will most likely be a new chapter, which is maybe, if rumors are true, that things start to explode again, because that is why it will only be 6 months update shit, move again. Ah, I see. Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, you know, for modders, any kind of updates like this are very terrifying, because it usually breaks our mods and we have to redo a bunch of things, but thankfully, you know, for someone like me, it's not that bad. Just weapons, you know, still. I'm glad that the season was smooth and without any kind of unpleasant interruptions. Oh my god, look at the fucking stats. This is ridiculous. 142 vitality. Crazy. But I promise I will not use it against anyone, and if I have like a, you know, 1v1 to death, I'll debuff myself properly. This is just, you know, for like the necromancer stuff. And hello, everything is fine? Good RP, I'm here from Brazil enjoying your life, my friend. Oh, welcome. What is it? Obrigado? That's about everything I know in Portuguese. Hello, welcome. There is a lot of LATAM or South American streamers when it comes to Conan, I've noticed, which is freaking awesome. QDI, I'll call dibs on, that, on those maces. Oh yeah, you can have them. These are great. Look at that. Well, they have more moves and attacks, but one of them is this. Oh, yeah, doesn't really do much. But it's fancy. Alright, do I have any coins? I do not. Let us retrieve them. Benvenuto espero que gostes do stream. Oh, that's true. You're from Portugal yourself, Hatlon, so you know the language quite well. I wonder if there is a difference between like Portuguese and like the kind of Portuguese that the Brazilians are speaking, you know, if there are like different words, different accents. There is? I can only imagine. Almost as if, you know, like Spanish and the kind of Spanish that is used in Mexico. Mexico. So the town is quiet for now. Like that. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. Very interesting. I do love nerding out about linguistics from time to time. Alright. Give me the coins, please. I am curious to see if we'll actually get any kind of solid intel on those witchy towns and meeting spots. What an incredible map. You have top mods on your service. Let me post you the link. You might be interested. That crucible. There we go. So this town that you see is partially built into the map that we have, but these houses are actually built from the building pieces that we have. And all of those mods you can find on this list, in case you're interested. We are definitely lucky to have some amazing builders around. One of them is Mr. Bale, who is freaking killing it. The bakery is closed. I guess when it's this quiet, I did want to check out the farm. I heard some strange stories about that place. Alden Bryn Isabel Gardenier. Oh yes, nice. Oh, my name is Arbel Gardenier. My family has been a part of this kingdom for generations. We have fled, clothed, healed, and safeguarded countless people. I spend my every waking moment catering to the people of Ravenwood since my arrival, volunteering my hours in the church, helping clinic, tending to the graves of the dead, and healing those who come into the clinic in need. Despite all of this, my family was attacked. Ooh. Prince, you once stood beside my beloved's grave, a woman who fought for you and your people to her dying breath. You listened to my grandfather, a good honest man of God, tell you of the horrible acts people have done to innocent beings who are not in control of the circumstances of their birth as much as you are not in control of yours. And then you allowed monstrous actions to commence. I have never raised a hand to a single person. I have never caused harm to a single being. And yet you thought it perfectly okay to storm into my family home, disturb my grandfather's grave, and steal or kill Victoria's dog that guarded my family home. That's right, we did steal it. Your people thought it okay to set my home alight, harming my grandfather's grave in the process. We never did any of that. I'm horrified and my heart is broken by the choices you and your people have made time and again. What is she talking about? We didn't do any of it. We just visited. They were like, no one's home. Let's go back. I can no longer support you or your actions. If you wish to continue allowing yourself to be manipulated by people who threaten to kill you or sorry, I can no longer support you or your actions. If you wish to continue allowing yourself to be manipulated by people who threaten to kill your beautiful lion and blame it on the cursed bloods and conspire against you, creating an issue with balance of your kingdom, so be it. But no, you do nothing but is honor all those who have fallen trying to aid Ravenwood, including Victoria. To whomever killed or stole tranquility from me, I pray for your soul, that you would take the beloved animal of a woman who died from the only home and arms we knows he I can't read today. Arms he knows to be safe and well. You need God more than some others right now. Alright. I see what is being done here. Oh. Okay. Okay. I think I have an idea. Let's see. Let me delete it. I think we can do better than this. I have an idea. Alright. I have an idea. This is amazing. Oh, yes. Yes. From Arabella Gardiner. Wait. Okay, let's see if this is a bit better. My name is Arabella Gardiner. My family has secretly conspired against the kingdom for generations. We have fled, clothed, healed, and safeguarded countless cursebloods. I have spent my every waking moment catering to the enemies of Ravenwood since my arrival, volunteering my hours in the church, helping to spread dissent, tending to the graves of the dead to desecrate them, and healing those who come into the clinic in need of treachery. Despite all of this, my family was exposed. Prince, you once stood beside my beloved's grave, a woman who fought against you and your people to her dying breath. You listened to my grandfather, a deceitful man, masquerading as godly, tell you of the rightful acts people have done to eradicate beings who are not in control of the dark magic they wield as much as you are not in control of your righteousness. And then you took your actions to commence their cleansing. I have never raised a hand to a single person because my hands were busy plotting. I have never caused harm to a single being directly, and yet you saw through our deceit and rightly stormed into my family home, disturbed my grandfather's grave, and took what was necessary. Your people knew it was okay to cleanse my home with fire, ensuring no more evil would spring forth, harming my grandfather's grave in the righteous process. I am horrified and my heart is broken by the choices you and your brave people have made time and time again to protect our kingdom. I can no longer support your just and noble actions. If you wish to continue allowing yourself to be manipulated by those who seek the destruction of cursebloods and conspire against their dark reign, so be it. But no, you do everything to honor those who have fallen protecting Ravenwood, including the noble Victoria. To whoever rightfully disposed of Tranquility II, the accursed animal of a woman who died fighting for the enemy, and in the only arms he knew to be treacherous, I pray for your continued strength. That you would rid us of the beloved beast of a woman who lived only to betray us is just. You are a true servant of God, more so than those who might have temporarily strayed from the righteous path. I think this is good. Much better. The pettiness is real. Alright, let's post. I think we could change the last one. I think it could use some tweaking. Well, we don't want to throw shade at Victoria. I pray for your new strength, that you would rid us of the beloved beast. Perfect. I like this. Post! For signature, remove the last name. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ah, I see it now. Oh, right, right, right. Forge, there you go. Or forge name. There you go, forge name. Perfect. Thank you so much, Sammy. I appreciate this. I spent a lot. That's perfect though, because I always mispronounce it. You know, that further reinforces that it was actually done by me. I always mispronounce the name. Hello, Russian, by the way. Hope you're doing well. So, we came across this hurtful post from Arabella. Just horrible. Just hurtful, incorrect, and we made it better. We turned it around, and I can't wait for the prince to read this. Doing good, doing good. Excited. Oh, okay. All right. Wonder if he's around. He might still be pissed off because of the lion and stuff. What? Oh, there he is.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you aware of the hurtful and heartbreaking admission of guilt written on the public notice board aimed at the prince?
Saw a notice on there.
Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know who wrote it. I was so distraught by the hurtful message inside that I couldn't even finish reading it. But it is for Prince's eyes, and I wanted to make sure that he saw it.
I'm pretty sure he's awake. He just hasn't come down yet.
Very well. In that case, I will give him some more time. But the first thing he should do is to go to the public notice board and read whatever is there.
Alright, I will tell him.
Thank you, Serona.
Unless you want to wait on him?
I will be around. I'm sure that we'll bump into each other. But good morning to you, and I hope that you are of good health.
I've had better days, but thank you.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I will pray for you and your continuous perseverance.
I appreciate that.
Now we'll look forward to talking to the prince soon. I will give him some time to prepare for his day. All right. Need to read me my last rites. So I need to stay up for a bit. I'll see what I can do. Ah, Sister Immaculata. Good morning, sister.
Good morning, Your Eminence.
It is good to see you.
As it is good to see you. How did you sleep?
I slept well. It reminded me of my years in Vatican. We didn't exactly have our own private quarters or beds, so this was a nice change of pace. I never really grew accustomed to the bed or any kind of comfort.
Well,
How about yourself?
we have a bit in common in that regard. I slept surprisingly well. I didn't sleep in your room, although I did avail myself of it for rest and prayers before I left the city for the night.
At least something.
Many left the city for the night, and they were apparently justified in doing so.
Did the Iscariot chosen attack?
The library and Alice's house have been all but demolished, and they have promised to return. Jin, he was injured slightly. He was struck by lightning, but he's been quite stubborn about allowing me to assess any wounds, so I will take him at his word that he is all right. But he, I think, may have been one of the few people here in defense at the time, so...
That is unfortunate, but not unexpected. This war is
Indeed.
escalating, and it is time for a resolution soon. With the prince's orders being as clear as they are to attack the Cursebloods where they reside, it puts us into an inevitable clash.
I hope that we will have the numbers to do it, but we are beginning to have the intelligence that we need to prioritize and mount attacks on those that we must vanquish. It appears that the Chosen live in a place that cannot be accessed by those, the likes of us.
God can access everything. As long as our prayers are strong and heartfelt, He will show us the way. Hello, Hunger.
Indeed. You're right. Whenever I am able to speak to Jin again, I will get the specifics of what he found regarding the others as well. But he did have some developments, and also there are some others who are working on it who may not be visible forces within the city, but who fight for the city nonetheless.
Very good. We are not alone. We still have our allies. And we have each other. That is the one thing that the Cursebots will never have. Loyalty. Courage. Faith. They are beasts wandering this world as a scourge.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Which is why it's rather difficult for me when I find myself in the position of continually being approached by them when I am the only one in the city. Not the ones who intend to harm, the ones who come with information and offers.
Perhaps God chose to bring them your way so that you can help them overcome their... would say, lack of spirituality and decency. And perhaps you could convince them to do something with their cursed existence, something good, something to make up for their sins.
I do hope so. That is always my fervent prayer, and I don't know how openly we should discuss it, but after a conversation with Ode last night, she appears to have had an interesting change in heart when it comes to us and our kind.
Is that so? Before or after she tried to assassinate me?
After. Well, at least it was last night that she approached me.
Interesting. Why don't you organize a meeting between this priest and I? We'll assess how much she changed her heart.
I know not where to find her, but I believe that both Jin and Jeremiah know now after their efforts yesterday. I would like for there to be a dialogue, not because I have any care for Ode, but because of what I witnessed then with Ode and Eleanor and Kale, who I believe are a large part of the reason why Ode has now offered herself, not of any of her people, but herself, to come to our aid if we call upon her, to use her particularly strong power. Obviously, that would be out of the question, but it is not out of the question to potentially use certain people for bait, perhaps?
But of course, there must be a reason why God sent her our way to be used as a weapon against a bigger enemy. I am not opposed of sending her to die for our cause. If she or he wants to cleanse their consciousness and conscience, then perhaps they should be given a chance to do so. It is never too late to try to make amends. It is never too late to try to do something good with your life, no matter how sinful it is. God is forgiving, and he is infinitely kind. I'm sure he would allow the devil himself to be redeemed if the devil offered sincerely, and if he at least made up for some of his evil transgressions. But it is not God that we need to convince, it is the prince. And he is grieving right now. And he wants revenge.
Understandable.
What place...
Oh,
please continue.
No, go ahead.
I was simply trying to say is that what plays into our hands is the fact that it was a singular curse plot. Well, two really. The undead queen and her servant. It wasn't the Iscariot's Chosen, it wasn't Willowbrook Witches.
Apart from what Iscariot's Chosen did and what they have promised, one of them did attack the hamlet last night, and Eleanor and Kale were nearly killed. That was part of the situation. When I had left the city gates, my intent was to go to the place that I spoke to you yesterday, that is secure for us. And in order to not be followed, I took a path that put me past Alice's house initially, which is where Ode found me. And we had a brief conversation before Eleanor and Kale arrived, and it was very clear in the conversation that they had that there was some battle several days ago in which Eleanor and Kale were injured and Ode fled, leaving them to fight the Chosen alone. And that is something that Ode greatly regrets, and I believe the root of the epiphany that Ode has had for feelings towards our kind. And Kale, he said that he wanted to put her head on a pike, and Eleanor, she was expressing a great deal of betrayal and said something along the lines of, "You left me when I was calling out for you, mother,
Mother.
Yes. And at that moment, the chosen who attacked the hamlet arrived. Well, made his presence known. He may have been there a long time. Cale was by that point bleeding from his previous injuries so badly that he passed out on the ground and we nearly lost him. While Eleanor and I tried to treat him, Ode put themselves between the chosen and us and refused to allow any harm. Said that if there was to be a fight, it would be between the two of them. And when the chosen got bored with the little game and wandered off, Ode made the offer of assisting us, and then essentially we sent her away.
A precedent was already established that if one of these witches helps us, especially when it comes to protecting the life of one of our own so they can fight another day, we will show courtesy at the very least. Perhaps not forever, but for the time being, they will be treated with respect and kindness. But not all of them.
I will.
Not all of them
No.
have earned this privilege. But considering our hands are full of potential witches to put on a pyre, considering we still have this undead queen to take care of, we can selectively choose which witches we will target first. There are too many targets and too little of us to get them all, at least at once.
I agree. As I've said, it is a situation of the lesser of two evils. And I do believe that Ode last night earned at least that temporary stay of
Hello,
judgment.
Sanka. Mr. Jack. Nice. It
But I think a meeting between you two would be excellent.
wouldn't be the first time we met, or the second time. I
True.
do believe that this could be a fruitful encounter to both of us.
Mm.
Now that
I
I
think
know
so.
what she did, I definitely
Before
have
she
something.
realized what she was, she believed, like we did. She was like us.
Sorry.
Is that so?
And something happened. She showed me her neck, full of scars, as if she'd been tortured or
alright?
perhaps hanged.
No.
And she said at that point she felt as though God and man had abandoned her. Perhaps it is not too late, given her change of heart towards us, to set her on the right path.
No.
Walk with me, sister.
If I was going to try.
This is an interesting development. The biggest weapon that these Cursebloods have is their ability to make us sympathize with them.
Mm-hmm.
However, if what you told me is true, and I have no reason to doubt you, it could work both ways. They could sympathize with us. We must use this to our advantage.
I believe so.
Hmm.
I think it was a blessing given to us. And Ode's protection, though as I am to rely upon such things, was, from a practical standpoint, considerably more powerful than anything I could have done, especially while both Eleanor and I were trying to keep Cale alive.
There is another
I would
matter.
be inclined to see where this goes.
There is another matter that I wish to bring up with you. Have you noticed the message on the notice board in regards to the prince from Arabella Garnier?
There was no such message when I checked earlier, I don't think.
Well,
Just a bounty.
it is of little importance now. I think I got to it earlier than anyone else, and I tampered with it. The prince has been through a lot lately, and I ensured that a revised version of this message was provided that would go straight to the point and skip any kind of hurtful comments and go straight into the confession of guilt. You can read it if you wish.
Oh. I believe people will be using this board more
Hello,
openly now.
How are you?
Someone has destroyed all of the bird cages and
Damn
killed all of the birds, except for mine, which
Oh.
I don't think people realize exists.
Finally. I hate those birds. That seems like a direct attack on our means of communication. Perhaps it was the necromancer. And it was yet
It's
another
really
desperate act to force us to not be able to contact the Vatican.
Good
Sister,
thing they aren't aware there's a cardinal's daughter that seems they want to keep quiet or something.
sister,
Mhm.
is it your penance to not wear shoes or any kind of rudimentary cover of your feet when you're walking around in the rain? I don't want you to get sick.
It is my penance. It was my penance for speaking with Ode yesterday.
I understand. And I will not bring it up anymore.
It is fine. We all choose penance in our own ways, and mine is to walk barefoot as the Son of God walked when carrying the cross. To step on sharp stones, splinters, whatever may encounter. But I will also tell you, Your Eminence, that there is something of another side to it. Not only can it be painful, but it also reminds me of the Lord's mercy when I feel the grass beneath my feet, or the cool water along a riverbank.
Know that your suffering brings me sadness and grief, but your faith inspires me.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your
I will
Highness.
just read this quickly.
Of course. All hail, good prince.
I was told you needed to speak to me.
Unfortunately, I do. But it is not me who has words to share with you. It is this unfortunate, hurtful message that was left on this notice board that I took the liberty of revising to spare you of any unpleasant feelings that you would most likely experience when reading it. You have been through enough, and I wanted to make sure that this person who wrote these hurtful comments will express their admission of guilt first and foremost before hurting you in any sort of way. Of course, I have the original still on me, and I will give it to you when the time comes, but
Revising, Bishop.
yes, revising.
Do I need anything but the straight up truth right now?
Not to you,
Do I
good
need
prince.
another
This is for the
beating around the bush?
civilians. This is for them.
Oh.
To control the narrative. And to, of course, help them understand the situation that they are in. I have full faith in your ability to process this, good prince, but I wanted to give you some more time before we go straight to the ugliness of the reality we face.
Too late, already read it. I got a notice in my box about it.
Yes, I figured. Well, this version, I believe you will find much more fitting. But, unfortunately, this gives us the confirmation that the Gardenier family was compromised and that Alden, who is now firmly involved with them, is involved in this too. Those who are innocent do not lash out. They do not go on the offensive. They do not double down on their guilt. Arabella admitted to witchcraft. There is no
Who
further...
did?
Arabella, Gardenier. That is the message that I was referencing.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I read that in the message.
Ah, yes. Well, in that case, allow me to pass you the original note then. It is, of course, very clear. Arabella, Gardenier, that is the message that I was referencing.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I read that in the message.
Ah, yes. Well, in that case, allow me to pass you the original note then. And then you can read this one. Oh, good thing I saved it. Let's see. I will send it to myself on Discord. Over here. Perfect. Copy. Ah, perfect. This will do. Anonymous note, Ravencrest, 6. Right. This one is from Sammy. We don't need it anymore. Wonder if this will work. Listen, we already read it, Sammy. It's fine. Ah, perfect. There, good prince. Allow me to pass it to you. No. Ah, perfect. I did it in time. Didn't get to watch your initial reaction. It's there. Can definitely check it out later. So yes, this is the original message, and the revised one you will find on the notice board. Well met, everyone. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Leonidas, how do you feel on this fine day? It feels like a good day to kill some Curseblots, isn't it?
Yes, and I am ready to do so at any moment.
Wonderful. Right now, the prince is catching up on some of the messages on the notice board, but why don't you share with me what the situation is on the battlefield? What happened yesterday in my absence? It is very unfortunate that these Curseblots never attack when I'm here to defend you and the city of Ravenwood, but it only further reinforces their cowardice.
The only battle I was part of was the one at the hamlet.
Ah, yes.
There was only one Curseblood there, and he took on many of us, and he wouldn't go down.
Was it the undead, or was it the Iscariot's chosen?
I do believe he was one of the chosen. He may have stated that.
Ah, I see.
It was. I met him later. Ran into him later, I suppose you should say.
Yes, yes, yes. We did hear about the library. Truly.
Jin and I were confronted by him at the hamlet. I looked at Jin and gave him a sign that I was ready, and we both attacked. Some of us joined, some others, but we were unable to subdue him.
We will get them next time. The god is merely offering us more opportunities to vanquish our enemy, to learn from their tactics before our glorious moment of accomplishment. But it's good to know that you survived and you are capable to fight again. You downed them? Oh, it was you, Wonka. Nice.
Indeed I am.
Wonderful. Good prince.
Yes,
Did you finish reading the note?
I did, and I'm honestly dumbfounded at how everyone always draws conclusions to everything.
It's truly strange, isn't it? What have we ever done to this mad person? We simply stopped by at their home to look for Alden and Isobel, so that we can ask them a few questions. We never disturbed the grave of Mr. Gardenier, as they so eagerly claiming. I have nothing but respect for the man. I gave him a promise to keep Isobel out of trouble. And when I try my best to fulfill that promise, this is how we are treated. I even brought allies to help me vanquish any potential Curseblots that could overcome their dwelling in our absence. As I promised Mr. Gardenier that I would do, I would keep an eye on their homestead and bring as many allies as was necessary to repel any forces trying to capture that home. But now we have a firm confirmation that she indeed is a cursed blood who was threatening that farm all this time.
Right. Still drawing conclusions on everything. I wish to speak to them, but quite frankly, I suppose they are now in the wind.
As do I, good prince. I want nothing more than to find my brother, look him in the eyes and ask him, why? What? How can I help? And yet, he sees me as an enemy. Even though everything
Yeah,
I've
that's
ever
indeed another thing. I don't even know why Alden left. He never even spoke to me.
All I ever did, good prince, was trying to protect him. Trying to secure his future. Trying to console him. Trying to be a good brother and a bishop. And this is how he repays me. I'm sorry for
I
being
don't
sentimental.
doubt your determination, your devotion, and your love for your brother. But I am going tired of people just going off on whatever they heard first instead of speaking with the person in question. I don't have time for it.
Yes.
If I can find these people, sure, I'll speak to them, but I can't be going on a mad chase trying to find every single one that just believes the first rumor they hear.
Yes, prince, excellent choice. It is impossible to play this game. We are honest people. And we deal with others face to face. And we act on facts, not on any kind of fictional conclusions. The prince is obviously tired. He's grieving from the loss of his beloved lion, and this is how they repay him. In this time of grief, they leave these hurtful messages to twist his mind even further. As if he wasn't true enough.
What's the latest news on Iskrit's Chosen? I need to know where they live, where they are.
If I may, Your Grace.
Yes.
I feel like
Actually,
Grima from
the
Lord of the
information
Rings.
that I received from Jin and others who have been scouting, the Chosen live in a place that is beyond the reach of people such as you and I, although the bishop correctly pointed out, with God, we may perhaps pierce any veil. They are living in an unconventional place we cannot easily mount an attack on.
Well, if God can be our sign to pierce this veil, then we will mount an attack. Which requires you to come in, the bishop.
But of course, good prince, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I
Finish your
yearn.
report, sister.
Yes, sister, please.
I also have confirmation and first-hand witnessed the cooperation of Lucretia and Brother Dimitri when the Chosen came and made their initial threat to burn the city down if we did not give them Alice. Dimitri lied and told them that he had seen Alice leave. In fact, it made it very easy for me then to continue that lie and convince them that that was in fact what happened. And Lucretia was also there. They are both aligned with Willowbrook. It is confirmed. I fully believe the source.
Lucretia, Queen of the Harvest, a sympathizer, along with Brother Dimitri.
Yes. Small mercies as loath as I am to take them from people who are sympathizers or from witches, have been shown to us in the last 2 days. And Dimitri was fairly instrumental in providing that bloodshed. They seemed to believe him more readily than they would believe me. Nevertheless, they did return for Alice last night, and finding no one here, they destroyed the library and her house. Stole all of the books, I understand, from within the library. When Jin was scouting to determine the status of the city, as you had asked us to have him do, Your Grace, he was struck by lightning by one of the Chosen, but he is not badly injured. They have promised to return again to continue these attacks.
Hence why my focus now lies on the Iskris Chosen. Any
Yes.
of those that are currently in conspiracy with the witches of Willowbrook, yes, they are to be dealt with, but right now the Iskris Chosen are the closest thing to a threat. Henceforth, I need to launch in a rapid pace in time.
I agree.
There is also this moonlit place, the one that is no longer protected by its veil that was impenetrable to us for generations.
Yes, this Moonlit Hollow that I heard of. I have not known of its existence until, well, its true existence, all those rumors, but never a confirmation, and now with the confirmation, we can go there. But again, unless the Iskris Chosen are there, they are a later threat to be dealt with.
I do believe
There
this
have been-
place serves all magical creatures, good prince. Both Willowbrook and Chosen, perhaps even this undead queen alike. Destroying it would be of great importance to us. It would be a blow to all magical beings in existence, no doubt.
Perhaps. What were you going to say, sister? You weren't
I
done.
apologize. Yes, I simply wondered if this, perhaps, if anyone had been able to piece the puzzles, whether this moonlit area was connected to the message about the moonlight shows the way that was etched into the picture that is now missing from what is left of the tavern. There was an encoded message that Alice was able to read, but others were not. I saw the painting myself. They looked like random scratching, but she said they were some sort of runes. Moonlight guides the way, or something similar. The painting, it's gone. When Alice and Father Abraham and I went to look, someone had taken it down.
You think
But
that
there may have
painting...
been a message. I don't know if it's involved, or if it was something to do with their disappearance, or
Good
even how to
prince.
get there.
What if this door to the sewers was just a diversion? What if this painting that was staring us directly into the face was this tunnel, this means of transportation?
And I would gladly make use of it. There's only one problem. It's gone.
That's why it's gone, because it was indeed the final piece of the puzzle. The key we were missing all this time.
The key, yes. Location, not no. So unless you know where that painting is now, then this is a grand discovery, yes. But we can't make use of it until we find it.
Indeed, but at the very least, we know that this tavern is no longer helpful in that regard, and we don't have to worry about more witches
I see.
slipping through it. But you are correct. If we find this painting, then perhaps, with the help of a certain witch or someone who is disillusioned by their grand witchery, will perhaps help us make it work, perhaps under duress if needed.
Well, we'll start with finding the painting.
Indeed. Anything else, sister, that the prince should know of?
I spoke to him yesterday, although I don't know if I was able to fill you in that there was the location of some sort of labyrinth found by multiple people, including Eleanor. The center seemed impenetrable, but it definitely did not seem as something that a mundane person such as us would do on a whim. Although we can be strange at times, so perhaps. I don't know where that leads, if it leads anywhere, or if it's simply a diversion. And the old site of Willowbrook has been apparently successfully cleansed by the witches of any influence of the necromancers.
I'm sorry, I have too much health. I'm not using all my bandages on this.
Also, just one thing, an observation I wanted to point out. I know that the Chosen are our target. They should be. But
First of all,
since the Necromantic Queen continues to also mount attacks, and the Bishop and I believe she is responsible now for the destruction of our aviary and the death of all of our birds, with the exception of one that I keep safe. The attack began in the throne room yesterday, when you commanded me to bless the door to prevent them leaving. They were frightened enough that assistant, or whatever he's called, risked his life, unlife, whatever it is, with so many people with swords out and bows pointed at his head, that he would throw his knife at my arm to knock the holy water out of it and prevent me from doing my job. Alice, she doesn't seem at all bothered by it. But the necromancers, they seem afraid of us, of our faith.
Good Prince, I do believe that at this point, this Project Alice needs to be concluded. It was a failure. She didn't take it seriously at all. Whatever effects...
That Buddha on the pyre.
Yes, I agree. Father Abraham had good intentions, but this matter only exposed us to further problems by the Iscariot Chosen, who wish to claim her for themselves. We are once again facing another Carter situation. It does not matter if we put her on a fire or if we hand her over. The most important thing is we need to make a choice soon.
Either have them come and use that as a entrapment to get rid of this God's Chosen. Hey, in other words, he'll be bait. Or put it on the pyre. I'm done having to care about these frivolous situations.
Yes, all hail Prince Baelor, the master tactician.
All hail, Prince Baelor. Who might I have to speak to about getting Jin a key so that he can start putting people into the jail? The more that I am sending him out, and the more of these people that we might want jailed that he encounters, if he's able to subdue them, he has no way of doing so. And the other day when we tried to apprehend Alice because she used magic within the city walls, Arthur was busy dancing and singing with her and did not put her in jail, while I struggled to make keys to try and put her in my own bedroom.
Yes, it has also been proven numerous times that this Arthur is a disgrace of a human. He has fallen so far that he is beyond redemption. I even heard rumors of him attempting to kill me. And of course, I welcome such attempts. Let God decide who needs to go. I am not afraid. If I'm afraid for anything, it is his life and him throwing it away so foolishly, instead of using whatever time he has left on this world to invest it to fight for a righteous cause, like I do. But he seems to be currently preoccupied, most likely consorting with his Curseblood lover, or worse, producing more Curseblood offsprings. With an unmarital relationship.
You mean the one that's actually sergeant of the White Cloaks?
Sister?
Yes. Yes, I deemed him in charge of the situation when Iscariot's Chosen came while I was trying to make a key to have Alice remain in my room until we could sort out the situation of her using magic within the walls. We didn't realize Iscariot's Chosen were at the gate. And as higher ranking individual, certainly, than either Jin or I allowed him to take charge of the situation, which, well, nevertheless, had he been willing to do his job and to put her into a jail cell beforehand, we might have been able to avoid some of these complications, and we would have known where she was. I haven't seen her in the better part of a day or longer.
Seems like Jin has something to add.
Hello, Jin.
Greetings.
Well met.
Yes, I simply think that if the church and you, good prince, are to continue to send Jin on these very valuable missions, it is only fair that we be able to actually restrain people where sergeants won't do their job.
If I may,
Yes, please.
there has been several times over the last few days where Jin has been one that stood where even the White Cloaks would not. Perhaps he deserves a higher ranking with at least equal power to those of the White Cloaks, because as we've just heard pointed out, which I did forget to tell you about, Your Majesty, I'm sorry, that's on me. Arthur stood there and watched someone using magic right in front of him, knowing full well the laws of Ravenwood, and did nothing but sing
He had
and
the
dance
book
for it.
out. Yes, he
Oh,
even took the
you know
book
what?
out
I
and
am
read
going
it.
to solve this right now.
Oh, this is... Solve this first.
Yes, I am going to solve that. Alistair,
Yes?
have the name of Sergeant Arthur be ripped off the walls of the White Cloaks and strip him of all rank once you see him.
Right, I have...
He has already made his choice.
Right, then he's considered a traitor, then I assume.
Yes, he is. Because I'm
Right,
done
yeah.
with this kind of crap.
Oh, yes.
Right, I will prepare the necessary steps and make a note in the barracks. Maybe change the keys as well.
Yes, thank you. And yes, if we find the warden, I don't know even who holds the keys to the prison. I hereby,
Like, how do
as
you even
the
object? He's
crown,
like,
give
okay.
you the authority, including the sister, to have keys to the prison and or jail, and have the capabilities to make an arrest. You'll be on the same level as the White Cloaks on this matter.
Thank you, Your Grace.
The cells in town. I have no authority at the prison, but I can get you ones for here.
Thank you.
Hopefully Warden makes an appearance and helps us sort this out. And if not, perhaps it is
Perhaps if
time
I
to
go
appoint.
to sleep. Perhaps if I go to sleep, and she'll just magically appear looking in my bedroom and find her there.
Perhaps. But if Warden is currently preoccupied with some other tasks, we might appoint an assistant, someone of equal powers, to assist and oversee the prison in her absence. Or perhaps
Right,
some
are
of the
there
White
any
Cloaks.
other issues that are currently being stopped because of rank or title?
Not rank or title that I'm aware. I believe that is more or less all of the
It's
news
okay,
that
Luna,
I
it's okay.
have.
We can wait.
Again, the
This is more
only
like, for the
problem
future.
that we have
And,
in
if you said
communicating with
that
the Vatican
If what you said is
openly,
true
with
and
the
some of the White
destruction
Cloaks
of
have
the
keys, then it should be fine.
aviary and the birds, but I have
I'm sure the captain or,
methods.
the sergeant.
That is how
the
Saint
foxes.
Godfrey was anointed so quickly. So we will not be cut off entirely from Rome.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, it should be fine.
No matter
We can always use the
who
prison
tries
in
what.
town.
Of course, find alternate ways of delivering the message. Have different birds if you must.
Oh, I suppose there is one other thing. Not bad news. Eleanor and Kale, Jin and I assisted moving them to a safe temporary encampment that Jin found and set
You know
up
who,
as a
Sammy.
place that people who did not wish to be in the city during the attack could sleep. So they are safe for the time being. I just believe they are not in their home and near the city.
Right, of course. That's good. As long as they are safe. Yes, please.
And what do you suggest? You suggest we keep a betrayer. Someone who could stab us in the back. Someone who planned my assassination. To just let him do what he wants. You would want that kind of person.
No, it's right in the words that she just used. Capable fighters.
If this Arthur has any sense of dignity, honor, and if he has any faith left to our God Almighty, then he will do what's right. He will use whatever remains of influence he has to make up for his sins and for his mistakes. We are not condemning him to death. We are simply informing everyone what is he capable of and that he's not to be trusted. Laws apply to everyone in Ravenwood equally. Both to me, the prince, and the sister.
No, he won't meet the gallows, but according to our laws, he has not done his duties at a White Cloak, and I've had multiple reports about him. And this is just another one that, as they say, broke the camel's back.
Indeed, he did this to himself. Do not blame us for acting too harshly. Blame him for betraying his duties, for betraying the people of Ravenwood, for betraying God.
But before anything, pleasant cemeteries are in order. I am Prince Baylor Underwood, and I don't think I have indeed met you. But I am glad, Cleo, that you hail from Greece and have taken it within your interest to help our clinic that is now bare of any medical aid. Dr. Amala, I believe, is still ill, and the former assistant, Kaiman, the traitor, is not anywhere to be found. So, aside from speaking your mind, I appreciate your effort.
Cleo has also generously converted half of her house here, between here and the hamlet, into a makeshift clinic in the event that we cannot access the clinic here in the city. Whatever accord Kaiman had made for the clinic to not be attacked no longer holds. It will be attacked.
I figured as much.
Wonderful.
If I may say one more thing. There
Yes.
are 8 of us standing here, gathered around. And as much as it seems and feels that we are outnumbered, we know that there are some not present who will willingly fight the Chosen and anyone else who should attempt to attack us. Of those present here, if you wish to make it known that you will fight alongside us or aid the cause, please do. Perhaps it is important that we see that we actually have a force already.
If you do, leave your name with Alastor. Or Nigel for that matter, but for now, since Alastor's here, he can write up names. I want to once again find exactly who's around and willingness to help and fight.
I think everybody around here has probably fought with us already.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
Well, there you go.
Pretty well known.
As a matter of fact, I will also make it known that, and yes, I don't get to speak to everyone, so anyone that sees anyone that is unable to fight, even if they are a baker, a smith, but a simple farmer, or anyone that is unable to fight, I myself or anyone of the
How dare
White
you,
Cloaks
Richie?
or
How dare you?
anyone else
Go
that
to your
knows how
buyer
to fight,
right now.
start teaching those that can't.
I trusted you.
Because we might have to rely on people that are
I haven't even
unable
met
to
you and
find
you
a
already
guard
betrayed me.
to defend themselves, to now defend themselves. So I will personally train anyone wishing to have any training done.
All hail Prince Baylor, the mighty commander of the infinite armies of Ravenwood. He will lead us to war and to our victory.
In
Hey,
response to what you said, Cleo, sorry I did not mean to interrupt your sister, but I wish for you to remain
You need a
safe
covenant?
as you
Come,
are
come.
currently.
I'll get you a covenant.
As far as I'm aware, the only healer
I
we
have all
have.
the comments.
Therefore, yes,
Come in
indeed,
my
you need to
church.
know how to protect
We'll
yourself.
talk about it.
But I'd rather
Come
not have you
confess.
on the battlefield straight away.
Sounds
You'll
so
be the one
creepy.
that tends to the wounds of many.
Go to your pyre like a toddler being scolded. And we have a plan, and we have our force. Kent, welcome. Come, step forward.
Greetings. Greetings, Kent.
How do you fare?
A little banged up from yesterday, but I'll be alright.
Yes, we heard about the Hamlet. My apologies again for your place of residence to be this popular when it comes to these Chosen and their continuous attacks.
Yeah, well. It's alright, the doc here stitched me up good and proper. They're holding nicely. I changed the bandages this morning.
How is Scale? Him and Eleanor were also hurt, isn't it right?
Oh, that'd be for the doctor to say.
Interesting. Interesting times, Kent, these days.
Eleanor, my... Oh, yeah, I think it is. It's hard to see from afar, but... Haha, I did recognize her from afar.
Greetings, Eleanor. It's good to see you alive and well. I do wonder, in regards to the situation we discussed yesterday, have you managed to make any progress?
Considering not too long after that conversation, me and Kel were both severely injured fighting the Chosen. No.
Ah, unfortunate timing then. Well, hopefully another opportunity arises and we will get to the bottom of this. Although, from what the sister has told me, you and Kale owe your life to this priest Ode. Is that correct?
They did defend us against the Chosen that was there, trying to make sure the target was staying on them.
I see. So it is true. In that case, I would like to ask you any of you who perhaps either officially or unofficially have contact with this abomination, for lack of better words, that I would like to meet with them and discuss some matters. We have already established a precedent that if one of the witches help one of our own to survive, to live to fight another day, we will show them an equal amount of courtesy. I do believe there is enough for us to discuss, perhaps a mutual exchange of information in regards to how to destroy this undead queen. Or how to deal with this threat of the Iscariot's chosen. We all have enemies, many of them. It would be smart to perhaps narrow down some of them and focus on the bigger threat.
And without Iscariot's chosen, the queen will be much weaker.
Exactly. Well met, Warden. We were just talking about the prison.
Of course.
Oh.
How can I assist?
Sister, Jin?
May I give you something, Bishop?
Of course.
Speaking of vile curse words and that.
It would be useful, Warden, if Jin and, at the very least, but also
I
I
was so gonna
have
say
the
that.
ability to jail people here in the square. It caused rather a problem when we couldn't the other night.
Oh, sorry, Bishop. I've got all my notes mixed
Oh, the
up.
square. Well, the square is in control of the Inquisition. I do have a key. But yeah, the jail is under the Inquisition. I believe Alistair should have a key to that.
Right, I'm gonna just check.
I think Stoner might be sorting it out then.
And the
For
prison
the actual prison,
wouldn't
I have
hurt.
those keys.
Yes, if you would not mind a prison key for Jin, that would also be very useful.
Of course.
from Conan.
Just level 1 or also level 2.
All of it.
Oh, I love this.
Very well, as long as
Close.
the prince approves.
Yes, I do. I'm tired of having to go through ranks of several orders now.
Perfect. If you could come with me, Mr. Jin. There's something I need to explain about the keys to the actual cells, and I can't have an audience for that.
Oh boy. The entire of my
speak
life
to,
has been spent
Sim,
healing.
Jin.
The entirety of my life has been spent healing, helping, and doing anything in my power to assist the people of Ravenwood. I was your doctor. I was the one you spoke to, as you feared to speak to either the church or crown, knowing that they would kill you for a simple opinion. I have always been honest to you all, so allow me to be honest one final time. The moment I discovered that I was who I was, I denied it. I searched for every possible way to get rid of these abilities, and I succeeded. I found a mixture created by a doctor, much more skilled than I, that had the capabilities of suppressing magical abilities that are much more powerful than the
Bishop,
magic.
Stop reading that.
Oh yes, thank you, Prince, for stopping me. I am not interested in this fiction or whatever nonsense this note has written down. Here, you can
Give that
use
note
it to
me.
entertain
I'll
yourself before you go to sleep with these fairy tales. Here, I feel like reading it insults my eyes and my soul. Thank you, good prince, for removing this burden off my shoulders, as if I don't have enough of them already. Now then.
Yes. Just to clarify, since you almost got to a part that would have put hope into the ears of the ones that do any alchemy. No. He has been attempting this for a while, and clearly as a traitor of now the city, he has decided to spout his nonsense upon us. There's nothing like that even possible. Otherwise Dr. Mahler would have been able to.
Obviously. He is most likely producing a poison, trying to poison us all in our sleep. This was just a cheap attempt for us to trust him. These Curseblots will never learn. We are too smart for this, and their treachery. I shall be reading that when the void is up. Oh, I'm
Right,
curious
great
too.
piece of information, but it was all falsehood. Quite frankly, despicable of a man that said he always spoke the truth.
If he was honest, if he had anything important to say, he would come personally. For truth is the best policy. And God rewards those who are honest, and he condemns those who lie, who deceit, and who hurt the just and honest people of Ravenwood.
Right. Bishop, I wish for you to put more research or even send word to the Vatican, or the sister for that matter, but to send word and get this possibility to enter a veil that we now currently cannot.
Very well.
Especially if the Scourge Chosen are there.
We will focus on the Scourge Chosen and on this moonlit place, and we will establish some sort of a way in. God will provide us with light and guidance. His love
Yes, indeed.
and wrath can pierce any grace and obstacle.
Also,
Right.
I woke up to two bodies outside of the tent that I was in, along with a bunch of crows or ravens. At the moment, with the burns all over my arms and such, I couldn't lift up the bodies myself, so I will need help to burn those bodies at some point.
Consider it done. I will do so at once. Just take me there. Me and the sister will take care of this.
Okay, I can take you over there. It's a good distance away, though, so...
Fear not.
Jin, would you mind following?
Right, I'll be in my castle preparing a few things.
Until we see each other again, people of Ravenwood.
If it is outside walls, will come with.
Of
Very
course.
well.
The more, the merrier.
I think people are keen to guard up.
Miss Roslyn, good evening.
Good eve.
I hope that you're of
Good
good
evening.
health.
Fairly. Why is everyone running out the front?
Oh,
Yes.
we are going to help deal with the situation at the temporary encampment where some of the city spent the night. I suspect the necromancers left some bodies there.
Indeed.
We're just going to clean up.
Miss Eleanor requested
well.
our aid, and we are her only hope.
He's in a relationship with
Go with God then.
And
Be
so
safe.
do you.
Need to go.
Thank you.
Unfortunate? What do you mean? Lead the way, Eleanor. The mighty witch slayer. What an honor to be in her presence. I feel so safe. I might as well leave the town without any weapon, for she will strike down anyone who wishes to
Also,
threaten us.
is it perhaps your tent that is on fire?
No, it's not.
Hmm.
That was a different situation entirely.
What sort of a
Permanent.
situation?
We, it was burned the other day with, I'm sorry, it's still on fire. I need to go put that out at some point. We were unsure if it was someone that had peeked inside. There's no one inside of it, so, but we still got rid of it that way. By burning.
Interesting.
We were unsure. Besides a pain to navigate in the dark.
Jin will help if we are not on the right path.
The
If need
witching
be,
hour.
even with Eleanor's strength, since she is a little injured yet, I have a spare weapon if you need it, Bishop.
Fear not. I still carry my eradicators.
Your what?
My eradicators. The weapon I was saving for a special occasion in case we go to war again. Felt like a fitting moment to bring it these days.
Very well.
This weapon is not intended for judgment. This weapon is intended for execution.
Very good.
You know, with the fight with the Chosen yesterday, they do a lot of fire.
Indeed, so I heard. They are a formidable enemy. But we have God on our side.
Up this way. Went down, set him up, I'm sorry.
You can get there both ways.
Okay. Have I ever mentioned how much I don't like the dark? Have I ever mentioned? It's
I
fine. It's
understand,
fine.
but trust me, the dark fears you more than you fear it. You are Eleanor, the mighty warrior of light. It is super freaking dark. I love it. It's so good. One of the accidental changes to the map that worked out so well.
Here.
I would love to play at 30k HP. Hey! I deserved it. I earned it. Ah, yes. Here it is.
I'm glad I consecrated the doors. They could not actually breach it.
I thank you for that.
Of course.
Kale is still resting. He needs a lot of rest considering how much blood he lost yesterday.
Of
He
course.
lost a lot more.
I'll start working on the pyre, sister. Consecrate
Very
the
well.
bodies, please.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Oh, I'm on Mumble. Oops. I need to be on say. There we go. Oh my god, what is it? It's not campfire. Bonfire, there we go. I remembered. This area is claimed by whom? By whom? Let's see. Ah, yes, I'm an admin. Ravenwood. I know.